Alright guys, Cthulhu here with the Teamworkcast with some exciting news. It's officially time. Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate is coming out February 13th. Woohoo! We at the Teamworkcast are obviously excited. Christian is getting his 3DS. Nick is probably going to get one as well, which will mean all of the Teamworkcast will have access to the game, which means the return of the podcast in a more consistent format. I can't wait. It'll be lots of fun. Looking forward to hunt with everyone again, including our community members. We will be streaming Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate on the twitch.tv/teamworkcast site as soon as I get my hands on the game, and going all day long and through the weekend. You can check out some planned events on teamworkcast.com/hunting parties, where I've posted some, basic formats for how I plan to run the first day of streaming. So make sure to check that out. But I also wanted to take this time to go over some quick tips from new Monster Hunters. People who are unfamiliar with the series or brand new, or maybe, you just haven't played it in a while and kind of forgot how to do everything. These are a few things that I personally find help out a lot early on, especially since I've already put so much time in with Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, essentially in the Japanese version. First off is don't necessarily rush to online mode. The offline mode has a lot to teach you early on. You quickly get access to your farm, cats, Unknown Sea of Trees, which gives you access to guild quests, which give you the excavated equipment. These are all things that really can be super useful as you're continuing your quest online, especially the farm. If you take the time to get to Cat Island and unlock that second farm slot, you'll be great to go. You can be running herbs and mushrooms all day long, at least, and get you going early on. But, you'll still have to go gather your honey until you unlock that part. For people who are brand new to the series, after you do your introduction to the game, there are 2 quests in 1 star, which are teaching you how to make a mega potion, teaching you how to cook well-done steak. Once that's done in 1 star, there will be 14 new quests. All of them are an arena quest fight against a great Jaggy, each one with a different weapon type. So if you're not sure which weapon you want to use, this is a great chance to learn about the weapons, as the ace hunters will come in and teach you it via speech bubbles at the bottom, and fight against a very, what I feel, basic monster that is a good teaching tool. If you already know what weapon you want, or you've been playing the demo, that's great. You don't have to do it. But for those who just still on the fence, this is a great way to learn the feel for different weapons early on. Another one is take your time when you're doing your quests, both online and offline, to gather specifically honey, any kind of ore, and bugs. Mushrooms are kind of helpful, but if you have your farm up and running, you won't need them that much. So make sure you're bringing bug nets and mining picks, which can easily be bought at the store. Make sure that you pick up what you can when you're running around. You don't necessarily have to spend all your time gathering, but if you're running off to go fight that monster or don't know where he's at yet, and you're going through an area and there happens to be a mining node or a bug spot, pick some up. Get a gather or 2 on. This will just cut back on a lot of the farming you'll have to do via gathering quests later on, and it's really useful. Let's see. What else? We had some suggestions from the Facebook group, from people. Some of these are little shortened versions, but I really like them, so here we go. Christian Moloch says, give each weapon type a fair chance. There isn't a best weapon type in Monster Hunter. There are some situational weapon types, which do better against certain monsters. Additionally, look up a monster's elemental weakness and weak points to hit. This can easily mean you'll spend 10 minutes fighting a monster versus 15 or more. These are both really good tips. Some monsters, just the way that they move, make certain weapons a little harder to be super proficient with. But over time, you'll get better fighting those monsters with your chosen weapons as well, if you're having a difficult time with it. But there are some that, a hammer is most definitely a really good weapon against Tetsukaba, for example, as we'll see in the video that's going on. Elemental weaknesses are huge. The slime is back in 4, but it is not as effective as it was in 3U. It's also been renamed to Blast, so that'll be something to keep an eye out for. So if you get a chance, learn the monster's elemental weaknesses, use the proper weapon, save some time. EJ 1974 says, be a good citizen of the Monster Hunter community. Ideally, the old timers will show you the ropes, and in turn, you can show newcomers some of the tricky bits. Treat others as you would want to be treated. Basically, the golden rule. You can't argue with that. You know, as a new hunter, know that sometimes, you know, you're gonna mess up, and if someone who's old timer starts yelling at them, please just let them know you're new. A lot of times that will cut a lot of the issues out right away. But also, old timers, give the newbies a chance. Don't be yelling at people. This is new for a lot of people. You're going to be making mistakes, I'll just about guarantee. And you made mistakes when you first played, so don't yell at people. Let's all be friends. Luke Morris says, learn a monster's pattern and style before you charge in. Studying your opponent is crucial to succeed, just as much as developing techniques to counter attacks, when to get out of the way, and other such situations. So, make sure you're paying attention to the monster beforehand. You know, waiting to engage is a completely valid tactic. Stay out the backside. See how the monster moves. See how it sometimes will bleed from one attack into another. That can be the difference between taking a hit and knowing when to get out of the way. Additionally, if you're going on through offline first, when you first encounter every large monster, there is a cutscene that will show off the monster, oftentimes giving you hints or previews of attacks to come, which can be really useful. Miguel Alviguera, sorry if I mispronounce it. Always remember, this is a game where failure is normal. Failure is part of the process of learning, so don't give up. Just keep practicing and studying your enemies and surroundings. You will eventually make it. So true. The more you fight a monster, the easier it is for you to avoid attacks. The more easier it is for you to get more attacks in. And additionally, you need to learn these maps. The terrain elements in the maps make a huge difference now. You might see in the video a lot of times where I'm walking up a ledge just so I can maybe get a jump attack off. That can be a big bonus sometimes. Especially for some of the weapons. Some of the weapons have some interesting ways they combo out of a jump attack. Hammer, actually, if you do a charge pound leap attack off a ledge, then you do a basically a uppercut swing, super ballpark uppercut swing afterwards, and it's really powerful. So learn these things, learn to figure the terrain and use it when you can. It makes a big difference. Kate Kovacs says, if the game is overwhelming at first and makes you uncomfortable to swallow so much detail, then do it in small increments. Yeah, the monsters may kill you at first, but there's no pattern you can't learn with a lance in hand and a few observing quests. Learn to take it slow at first and learn not to blame the game for your failures. You might wield a gigantic sword, hammer, an amazing pair of dual blades, or a sleek bow, but they're only as strong as you are smart in any given situation. You know, this is true. Take your time. Don't feel like you have to rush. You're not going to be speedrunning every quest, I promise. Especially if you come in with the viewer streams that I do. I don't speedrun quests. I sometimes feel bad when a quest gets finished super fast. But, you know, I don't expect perfection. No one should, unless you make a group specifically for that purpose. But those are the end of the tips for today, guys. I'm sure I will probably come up with more. I may do some tutorial weapons, previews and such in the coming weeks. I'm just kind of busy for the rest of the month of January, so hopefully I will be able to, in early February, get a few more videos out. But make sure you check us out at teamworkcast.com, twitch.tv/teamworkcast, and join us on the Facebook group if you want, which I'll provide a link to in the video as well as description. I want to thank you all for being a wonderful part of the Teamworkcast community, and I look forward to hunting with all of you in 2015 and beyond. If you have any tips for fellow hunters, please leave them in the description below. And until then, we'll see you all when Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate comes out. I look forward to hunting with you all.